Game resumed.
Hello, Cepheus here, giving you another game of Starbow, and with me today I have none other than Soah.
Hello people, I'm here to test with Cepheus.
Yes,
This may be a great game.
hopefully so. You're from Spain, is that correct?
Yeah, it is.
And Soah is really good when it comes to things I have no clue about, like programming and making websites, so he's helping us with the technical aspects of Starbow, so we really appreciate him for that. And now he's helping me cast as well. So we're going to cast this game. It's going to be on the bottom side of the map in the blue colors. It's going to be Kalevi, aka Alpha Squad. And in the top part of the map, we're going to have in the pink colors Barcode, aka Deathblood. This is actually no, not Deathblood. What am I saying? The Red Bandit, who's been playing on the European server, and that's his color there. So it's going to be on Destination. What do you think about this map?
I think it's a really nice map. It's one of the first I saw when I started playing, and the double pathway to the natural makes it really difficult to defend at the start of the game, and gives place to really long games, and makes it really fun. So we'll see how it develops, and how Kalevi can start expanding before the Red Bandit does. Because he's making a macro directly in the main base and waiting for the natural.
Yeah, and this has been something that only the Red Bandit has been doing, and I've seen him doing quite a bit. Make that in-base macro hatch at the very beginning. It's kind of an odd way to do things. I might be as a result of the Reaper openings. I'm not sure. But Kalevi was definitely going for that, like you said, very fast command center, as he didn't even make a barracks. So this is safer versus Zerg than versus Protoss, I would say.
I have the feeling that the fact that he's doing the macro hatch in the main base may be as well because the natural is not so defendable. So you run the risk of getting, as you said, Reapers all over the place and having no way to defend yourself.
He is, although, well, I was gonna say, but he's putting down his third hatch before his spawning pool, but he did scout Kalevi's super early command center, so this is actually quite safe. You wouldn't normally do this if you don't know what your opponent is doing, but since he saw the fast CC, this is no problem. Kalevi following up with double barracks though, and that's actually very interesting because Destination from Bird War actually is one of the few maps where mech was pretty viable versus Zerg. So I was actually hoping to see Kalevi go for some mech play, but double barracks doesn't usually indicate that.
And there's no gas, so there will be no mech for a long time, and no text. Which I think is pretty impressive that he took his other gas and just went, okay, guy, we're going for Marines and no tech for any of us.
Yeah, they're just staying on very low tech and very greedy playing. Kalevi actually stealing a little bit of gas from the Red Bandit, both the Geyser and 8 gas as well, so it's going to, like, this game can go in any direction from here. We're probably going to see some sort of bio timing from Kalevi. Hopefully he's gonna reposition his orbital soon, because right now he's not being very effective with his mining.
I think he wanted to put on the chrono boost. I just forgot how it's called in here. The overcharge. There we go.
Yeah.
Just wanted to play the overcharge and then produce Marines. I think he's going for a timing here.
Like, don't feel bad about forgetting certain names. I still call the new Viper ability the Viper thingy. Parasitic Domination, I think we ended up calling it. See, we had a lot of suggestions for names, and I have a really good memory, but I have a really bad memory when it comes to remembering what we actually settled for. So we had, what did we have? Toxoplastic Parasite or something crazy like that for a while, and then we decided to switch it to something else.
That's a really annoying ability right now. I just had a game playing with that, and he just took my whole army, and I was like, okay, just play with it.
Yeah, there's not much you can do about that. It was kind of funny to see the Red Bandit actually take over Dark Templars and start to harass the Protoss players with his own Dark Templars. So that ability sure crosses for some wonky scenarios. Kalevi pushing out now with a couple of Marines. Ooh, gonna catch them right as
He's going for the timing, for the great timing. No unit for the Red Bandit, just 2 spine crawlers which were repositioning. And
very unfortunate reposition timing there from the Red Bandit.
Yeah. And now 6 servings coming for the Red Bandit. that's too little to hold this at the moment. I think he's going to push with the Queen as well and hope to do something.
Yeah, Zerglings are quite strong in Starbow, so he should be able to deal with this, but these Marines are just very trapped and annoying.
Yeah.
So they can't really do anything, and the Red Bandit can't really do anything. If he wants to do something, he has to go now before it burrows, and is he gonna do that? He's gonna try and escape out of here. Yes, he
The
is.
positioning of the spines there was really, really good to trap them inside. Maybe it was a shame that he had to move them again, because he could have got all of the Marines no problem, but still,
Yeah.
he just wiped that out and is really safe at the moment.
Yeah, so that was, it looked really scary for a while there, and he did have to transfer a lot of drones, is what they're called. I always call them probes, but but he's just fine now, and he only lost some links, so this should be no biggie. He's actually putting up another spine crawler. I have a feeling. Okay, so he's going for fast lurkers. I'm kind of iffy about this. Like when I play Zerg, especially if I get three bases. I like to start with Mutalisks and then go into Lurkers. I feel that's a stronger transition.
But just see that Kalevi is going full bio, so there will be no problem whatsoever with lurkers. He can just defend all the time and wait for the mutas or whatever he's going for.
That's true. Kalevi though is actually quite supply blocked, so that's unfortunate for him. He's not supply blocked. He's just quite supply blocked, not completely.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit supply blocked. He's gonna go for that factory. I presume it's going to be for siege tanks. So.
And he's suspecting for some mutas because he's got 2 turrets in the main base, and doing 2 more in natural.
Oh, he didn't. I saw a scan go down, and it looked like it caught the lurker den, but it didn't. So he doesn't. Oh, he doesn't know about it. Okay, so that's actually quite big. That
Well, he actually doesn't know about anything. He
he's
saw nothing. He said.
he knows that there's the lair tech. He knows
Yeah.
about at least that. But yeah, and this is the bane of Terran, is that if you don't know what's coming, you have to prepare for Mutalisks, because Mutalisks needs more preparation than lurkers.
He's now the Red Bandit is going for the 3rd and getting really nice map control, watching everything that's going on, while Kalevi just stays back and macros.
Yeah. And Kalevi actually going for Vikings here, really suspecting those Mutalisks to come out. And Vikings are kind of, they're pretty good versus Mutalisks, but they're not good versus anything else. So Science Vessels would have been the better choice, but he doesn't really have the tech for it yet. So I guess he wants to squeeze out a couple of Vikings before the Science Vessels.
I really have the feeling that he's suspecting Mutalisks everywhere, but that's not the case. So maybe it doesn't work so good.
No, I think he should know by now though, because the
Yeah.
Mutalisks should have
Yeah,
been here.
he just can't.
Oh yeah, there we
That's
go.
right.
He sees the lurker then. And so he should suspect something and make sure he scans as he pushes out, or he might lose some lurkers. No, well, he might lose lurkers, he might lose marines, so I was talking about.
He's already going for 2 factories and getting some mech. Otherwise, Lurker would just obliterate his army.
Yeah.
And he did a really nice thing here with the supply depot, but unluckily the hatchery is on the other end, so it's not really effective.
That's kind of unusual too, actually, for Zerg to take this base first, because if you take the base where you put the supply depot, then you have a really easily defendable 4th base with a mineral on in the back. This base that he took is more normal for a meching Terran player to take, as he can extend the siege line all the way over and use his main base to kind of defend as well. So that's an interesting choice for the Red Bandit, but it worked out really well as it didn't get it blocked in any way. So now Kalevi is bringing out the Science Vessel. I hope that one Viking is flying around trying to kill Overlords. Yes, it is. It just can't find any. That's kind of unfortunate, because there is quite a bit of Overlords there, and there's actually a couple of Lurkers. Going to be very, very annoying.
They're mostly on the ramp, so he's getting nowhere with that.
Yeah, he's like, he somehow avoided every single Overlord on his path there. That was like, if I just moved a little bit.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh wow, the Red Bandit hitting a perfect timing with this lurker drop just as Kalevi is trying to move out. So he's gonna have to just go back again, which is so annoying when you try to make a map presence.
You just saw it, and let's see how it is. Whoa, that's a bad answer. Really bad answer. He was moving out and has to back up.
Oh, and there's... Oh, sorry, I didn't see the lurkers in the main. I just saw the ones in the natural.
I just saw the ones in the main.
Okay, well, there we have. We're together recovering everything. So... But this is so good for the Red Bandit though, because now he's just continuing to establish his presence on the map. Kalevi has to pull units back. He didn't really have to pull all the units back though, to be honest. But you
And
don't really have.
he delayed the armor for quite a lot of time. That's almost a minute for
Yeah,
no upgrades.
that's true, and he needs to actually complete those. How many workers? Like he's on 42 workers now, so he didn't lose that many workers, I think. No,
I
you
think he
said,
just moved them perfectly at the moment.
yeah. So that was nice. He didn't lose too many, but what's more important though is that Alpha Squad did force Kalevi to stay in his base for a lot longer than he wanted to, and now it's going to be so much harder for him to push out again.
He cleared the lurkers that were at his natural, and would have an easy coming outside. But the Red Bandit is taking the fourth, which is tough when Kalevi's just on 2 bases. Just did the third command center, and maybe he'll move it soon enough.
Yeah, and also like the Red Bandit. I was gonna look at his units to see what it was called again, but it says just like a barcode, so that doesn't help me much. But the Red Bandit could just place 2 or 3 lurkers on top of that ramp on the 4th base there too, and it should be very well defended as well. So that's a very good base to take for him right now. Kalevi being surprisingly inactive with his forces, I feel like, but all those siege tanks is kind of slowing him down.
Something which is kind of unusual is there's almost no upgrades. There's just one defense for the Red Bandit, but they're just starting the 1-1 for mech and 1 for air, which is really, really slow.
And this is actually, like I said earlier, that mech is good on this map. This is actually turning into mech play. He's actually transitioning out of it.
Take care with the drop in the main. That's getting a lot of kills.
Yeah, he did get a lot of more workers there, but Kalevi was somewhat defended. And Kalevi's doing what I kind of said earlier, and that is the meching player do wants to take this base, because you can try and defend with some siege tanks maybe on the high ground on the main, and also towards this line here. But I really like this mech transition from Kalevi, actually, because only Lurker Hydra doesn't do that well versus mech, especially with these numbers of lurkers. You want more Hydras versus mech, and not so many lurkers. So this is kind of throwing the Red Bandit off guard a little bit. I don't know how prepared he is for this.
Maybe he wasn't expecting so many tanks in the siege time, so he just was making so many lurkers, and as you said, they don't work so really good against mech.
There's an unusual number of tanks here if you're just going bio, and well, the only bane here is that if the Red Bandit tried to make a lot of Mutalisks, it would be very strong. And here comes a big drop. Thank you for noticing that.
That's a big doom drop.
It is, and in the meantime though, he's gonna get this 5th base from the Red Bandit, but the Red Bandit is actually taking Kalevi's 4th base, or something.
7th base anyway. Oh, he's moving his drop to the 3rd, which is maybe not such a good idea because you have planetary portals.
Well, if he can burrow those lurkers well and kill all the repairing SCVs, that's always a nice victory. Yeah, and this planetary will go down, I think.
Oh, he's got the tank there, so maybe we could get everything.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But like a good chunk of it.
The tanks sure are helping out. Yeah,
well, the Red Bandit started with some defilers, which will start to work really good against the tanks and break the siege line, and getting some Hydras and stopping with the lurkers, which, as you said, is really good idea.
This is going to be interesting because Kalevi is moving his main army to the back of the Red Bandit's natural, and it's going to set up a really nice position there, which is so difficult for Zerg to deal with. And that's another reason why Zerg actually wants to have this base, is to prevent Terran from moving back here and get up this position that he's doing right now.
Yeah.
It feels so dirty. It just feels so wrong.
Well, that's tanks, isn't it? That's what you want tanks for. Well, this is a big push. If he moves that right now, he can get natural and main base, no problem.
Yeah, that's actually kind of like the question. What does the Red Bandit do? Does he try to defend or does he counterattack? And I think I'm with you there that he should counterattack, and he's actually going to counter drop, which is almost unnecessary, as he can just move his whole army across the map instead of using overlords at the moment. Oh, no, never.
So out of position.
I'm being retarded. I'm being retarded. Of course, he's going back to defend with the drops.
Defend that.
Yeah.
But maybe tag right there would be good enough. He's got almost no army. They're separated, and there's no way he can come back to defend himself.
Well, there's no way this is not going to work either. This is so many units from the Red Bandit. He just needs to burrow these lurkers and he should be A-okay. He just needs to... Okay, there we go. So yeah, he cleans this up quite nicely, but this has kind of had the same effect as the early lurker drops had on Kalevi, that at this time it was the Red Bandit who really wanted to push. He already had the Defilers, and it was Kalevi who kind of kept him back, and now Kalevi could try and make a better map presence, but he really hasn't, to be honest. And he doesn't know about this one base, which has not been saturated at all yet, but it's just very, very annoying.
Well, at the moment they're equal in income, so I think those two bases are more annoying bases and macro bases than other thing.
True. The Red Bandit, though, doesn't stop with the drop play. He's going to try and get this third base again, and
He sees everything.
he sees it, but I don't know if it's going to help much because he doesn't have any anti-air to stop Overlords. I feel they're both lacking. I feel Kalevi lacks anti-air, and I think the Red Bandit could take advantage of that by getting more Mutalisks or maybe even Guardians. He does have hype tech, so he could slowly take towards some annoying Guardians, which are really good on this map. Ooh, so many mines! They're all gonna hit! Oh, that's so bad.
That hurts, yeah. But he's getting some Goliaths right now because of so many drops. He really wants to avoid getting destroyed by all those overloads dropping everywhere. And I think that base is going down. No way he can defend it. Oh, so many drones there.
Yeah, there's a lot of units repairing there. I like how he saves the Defilers in an Overlord. Ooh, and all the mines going off. And see, Mech, this is going to be interesting because the splash damage from Siege Tank do a lot of damage in Darkstorm now. We changed that, like it was in Brood Wars. So Mech does work better against Darkstorm than it did before, when Darkstorm just absorbed all the damage. So it's going to be interesting to see how much of a factor that will have for this game, because we're definitely going to see Darkstorm versus Siege Tanks here, I feel.
He's now pushing to the, well, it's the fourth maybe? Yeah, it's a fourth. And I think he just realized there's the thief there.
He did.
Which was actually his base.
Actually,
he can defend. Man, there's so many times.
oh wow, big attacking coming from the Red Bandit, and he's got all the Darkstorm with him, he's got all the Hydras with him. There's so many Siege Tanks now, yeah, see, the Siege Tanks do a lot of damage in the Darkstorm now, so it's so hard to engage this, and I feel kind of the timing window he had to make a lot of Mutalisks is gone now, and he should have used that to try and deal with some of these Siege Tanks.
And now Kalevi is getting 2-2, which will really power his tanks. As the Red Bandit is only in 1-2 actually, and getting just now 2-3.
Wow, okay, the Red Bandit tried to attack the third base of Kalevi as well, but the Siege Tanks on the high ground is just shutting it down, but he's dropping Hydras on those Siege Tanks, and he's again going for this Planetary Fortress, which actually was not on the cooldown, but he doesn't have any more Dark Swarm. So this is going to be very difficult for him to do anything versus.
Well, that's really good defending right now. There's no way he can break it, and he's coming to defend it with right now with so many Goliaths.
I kind of feel the Red Bandit should have also maybe tried to go for some of those Vipers and try to take over some Siege Tanks.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, also the Vultures was cleaning out the mineral line of the Red Bandit's fourth base here, or fifth, or whatever. One of his bases, his 2 o'clock base, let's use that for good measure.
There's actually one lurker in the third, which he's not seeing, and it's just destroying all his Goliaths.
Oh, it's
and
gonna...
then in the main he had some drop, which has done quite a lot of damage.
Indeed. So they're both kind of being in each other's faces quite a bit. But I feel Kalevi is definitely coming out ahead on of this engagement now. He's going to try and drop again, but this is a very small drop. He needs to get the Darkstorm up really fast before he loses all his units. And
he was trying to get down that base, but it was kind of adventurous to have like 10 times in its face.
And like, he really needs lurkers in the Darkstorm to kill all the workers. The Hydras just doesn't do enough damage to make anything happen right now. Not when you have that few, but here comes a lot of Hydras, and this could actually do a lot of damage. Kalevi has repositioned Siege Tanks on the high ground though, and Darkstorm is not enough to protect them completely. Ooh, big mines going off, and he only has 3 Hydras left. In the meantime, Kalevi is, attacking the base of the Red Bandit.
Yeah. I think that base is much more worth to kill than they're from Kalevi, because he's not mining from there. But most of his the red bandit income comes from that base. So
If it,
if it loses that, he's really out of the
yeah,
income one.
and Kalevi, and it's so important for Terran to have the third base as well. And if he just keeps plaguing these command centers, he might be able to eventually take them down. But that's a very long-term strategy, I feel. So again, the Red Bandit in a very difficult position at the moment. He only has one base to... Well, he has the natural, but it's almost empty. The main base has a little bit left, and he has this third base now, which is kind of... was his fifth or something. And he's taking it. So there's most of expansions on this map has been taken at some point or another.
Yeah, except maybe this one is the one that's missing.
Yeah.
So it's them all. I think Kalevi doesn't want to expand anymore and just bring the red bandit with
Yeah.
what he has.
Yeah, I think if he expands anymore, he'd probably want to have this 3 o'clock base because it's so close to his other expansion.
Yeah.
I actually remember seeing a Brood War game. I think it was Jadong who did it on this map, and he actually took that bottom left expansion as his third base without the Terran player knowing about it. And when he was finally going to take it, it was all mined out.
That's that's a really good strategy.
Yeah, that was great to watch. The Korean commentators going all crazy about it. Oh, there's a lot of overlords here that's going to get picked off, and it's going to send the red bandit into the red zone.
Oh, that was a lucky overload.
Oh, and there's a lot of defilers. There was 4 defilers in those overlords. Okay, there we go. Oh, nice. He got a plague off. That's actually kind of cool. Even more Hydras incoming, though.
Hydras that are going to fall right now.
Yeah, and I just feel like he should have learned now and started to bring overseers with his army because there's been so many Spider-Man hits now. Ooh, but he's gonna kill so many Goliaths. They're all plagued and very low in health, and he knows about this, so he protects them with his siege tank.
There's so many vultures in the way, and he's already like 40 supply down, and almost no income. Well, both are really low on income. They're 800 minerals, which is really difficult to work with.
Again, not bringing any overseers and losing so many units to the mines. Okay, but we got some really nice dark swarms here. We could perhaps try to break this. But oh, the siege tank is actually under the dark swarm as well, so it doesn't take any damage from the hydras. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, does it work as a friendly fire?
Yes,
I didn't know that.
The dark swarm works on every unit, so you got to be careful where you put it and like how you want to cast it depends on what type of units you have. If you have range units, you want the dark swarm to be on your units and not on his units. But if you have melee units, you want him to be on his units, right? So
yeah,
it's kind of interesting there. While Kalevi could actually take the 9 o'clock base, which is so crazy because then he's going to secure himself like most of the map with that base.
The red bandit has really come back to this game with this base. That's a 2 o'clock base. And really got some income because he was almost mined out in his natural and had no drones in the settle.
Okay, we finally have a Spiring coming. I don't know if he's gonna make... He has a lot of minerals and gas. He could make like 14 mutas right away, and that could throw Kalevi off as long as he can dodge some irradiates. Well, he doesn't want to attack this, I think, but he's gonna do it anyway. Okay, Darkstorm with Lurkers is gonna do a lot of damage, and Lurkers are better protected under Darkstorm than Hydras are.
And that was a really good occasion. A really good placement from the Dashworm. So he took almost 3 tanks and many Goliaths. That's worthwhile all the way.
But he needs to move them out though, or get another Darkstorm there. Okay, there we go. Because he... First of all, they're out of range, and second, the Darkstorm is a clock. So, okay, so we got 15 Mutalisks incoming. I like this move. I don't know if it's gonna be enough, and if he is not careful with them, he might lose them all to irradiate. But yeah, this area.
What are those tanks doing there?
They killed the base, but he should either expand there and defend with the tanks, or just get out of there. And once those mutas are out, you can try and break that tank position quite easily.
He's trying to re-engage with those lurkers, and he's taking two more tanks.
Wow, Kalevi is sending in vultures to kill off the... what was I gonna say? The defilers there, very nice.
Okay.
So here comes all the Mutalisks. That was a huge switch, and Kalevi doesn't know about it, and here they come, and...
That's a big pack.
Oh, and he gets 2 irradiates. Okay, wow, nice split from the red band. No, he brings them back in again. Get them out of there. They're not welcome. They're like a plague that you want to get rid of.
So now they start working on the tanks. It was
Yeah.
really busy separating them, splitting them up because of the radiate, but now they're doing really good job.
mutas do have regeneration in Starbow as well. It's just not as quick as in Heart of the Swarm. But so if he can just not get irradiated for a while, these mutas will eventually heal back up again. And he's actually bringing the rest of his army too, and some Dark Swarm. The Red Bandit is coordinating his units quite nicely, but it still is too much defenses here.
Now he's going with 20 Thirdlings, maybe just to support the Grand Army.
Yeah.
Because it's got enough Hydras and should get something to actually engage with.
True, and just the fact that it doesn't really have much gas.
Yep, that's a good point as well.
Oh, okay, so he sees the siege tanks. Hopefully, yes. Oh, this is so nice. Just be able to
But there's
pick
so
up
many
those
turrets
things.
there.
True, the turrets are multiplying somehow. Well, it's not a very subtle art. You just build them, but yeah. But see, the turrets are without SCVs repairing. Oh, he's actually just gonna ignore the turrets and just try and kill siege tanks. I don't know if I agree with this. And hopefully he's gonna make a greater spire soon. Nope, no greater
Actually,
spire.
wasn't a great idea. He's lost a lot of mutas there.
He did, but he's gonna send in the Zerglings, and they should clean up both the turrets and the siege tanks just fine.
I think he wants to get that base back and cut back in the economy. Because he's got almost not... Oh, he's got economy just a little bit. But if he gets that base, he can really power his army right now.
They both are on somewhat of a low economy. Kalevi's actually got a lot of idle workers sitting there that he should transfer around. And the Red Bandit is also catching up in the upgrade war here. He actually has 2-3 in upgrades now.
And they haven't done any upgrades for a long time right now. They're more worried, maybe they're more worried with their armies than for the actual upgrades. And this engagement has got some vultures, but it's not enough to re-engage those tanks.
Kalevi just really wants to get this base. Like, he's been so close to this base for so long, and it looks like a base that should be so easy to take, but the Red Bandit's just been holding on for a long time now. Oh,
Well,
wow, he puts the
the Red
defiler...
Bandit-
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
The Red Bandit has taken 2 new bases, his 3rd and his 5th, without Kalevi noticing, and he can get that base. Kalevi can get into that base. Right now he's got those 2. Okay, now it's open.
Yeah, he's gonna really need, like, vultures to get in there. Like, he could send over some tanks and glass, but they're just so immobile. But if he makes a couple of vultures, he can just send them over and be very, very annoying. Man, the Red Bandit just clinging onto this base. I just feel like this base will eventually go down, and the Red Bandit just wants to get as many minerals out of it
He's
as he
re-engaging
can.
with some Hydras into the Goliath and some really nice play. And I
Wow.
think that can clean quite a lot of the army right there.
So much Dark Swarm and Plague, and he's actually doing a good job. He's probably not going to kill it all, and he almost never kills it all, but he's always pushing it back to such an extent that Kalevi can't really just reach this base. This must be so annoying. You have to be so patient as a meching player. You're so close to this base and you just can't kill it.
So
Ooh, and
that's a really good Dark Swarm.
yeah, and he's got another 100 energy for that defiler too, so here we go, but he wants to stay away from the siege tank fire even under the Dark Swarm. In the meantime, I really feel Kalevi could have just taken another base quite easily.
Yeah, then the Red Bandit has taken those 2 and is starting to transfer some drones there. So he gets some minerals he's really needing right now. And that's a great deal of irradiates.
Yeah, he could have maybe tried to irradiate the science vessels and run back and forward there, but maybe that was just better. The irradiate cloud, it has just a set size. I think in Brood War the size was proportional to the unit. That's why he wanted to irradiate the Ultralisks. But it's just a set cloud size here, so irradiating Ultralisk here actually doesn't deal a lot of splash damage. But irradiating tiny units makes the cloud look kind of bigger, so that's actually quite good versus like Zerglings and Banelings and workers. So that's a little bit different from Brood War.
So the Red Bandit is keeping going from some Hydralisks and some Defilers, and because it has worked really good at the moment. Even though he hasn't cleaned the whole army, he has done some damage.
He has, and the Red Bandit actually dropping Hydras into the main base of Kalevi, and Kalevi can almost kill them with his tanks, but they're just a little bit out of position.
I can clean them out. He's got 3 tanks there with 2 vultures which can get out. I think now he has finally broken into this base, which has taken so much damage.
It has, and he's like, you see the red bandit has abandoned this. There is no more workers
From
there, and yeah,
it
drone.
transferred on to the upper one.
Yeah, that's an oversaturated base there. But he has opened up his back door there, so he can bring
Yeah.
them back around. But he's actually going to try and one lurker under the swarm. It sounds like one nation under God, one lurker under swarm. We'll be able to hold this. Well, we'll be able to kill a siege tank at least.
Yeah, he's not following that, no way. I haven't only radiate over that lurker, which had been dead, and now he's moving all his drones out of that base, which is going down.
Yeah, that's unfortunate though. Well,
With
there
his
was
fire, that's very important.
It is. It wasn't that many minerals left though, so that's nice. He's been able to mine quite a bit from these bases before they went down. Oh, and the Hydra is coming around, killing the science vessels. Hopefully, let's see if he can. How many he can get? Ah, he only gets one. Oh, there was a lot of siege tanks there that I didn't see.
Let's see how he engages this Goliath, because he can get really spiky if he gets into his face.
Well, they did get plagued, so if he just waits a little bit, they're gonna be very soft and squishy Goliaths.
That's still they're running inside. That's difficult. Oh, now that he's got that dark form is being.
Yeah, that's actually helping the Goliaths more than the Hydras right now,
Yep,
actually.
actually, yep, you're right. So the two bases are just saturated right now, which is making the income from the red bandit really nice, and can get some new new units. And the Kalevi has started 3-2, which is really okay. He needed some damage right now, and 4 tanks. I think he has too many tanks at the moment.
Yeah, he's got 32 siege tanks. Wow, that's a huge army. It's kind of weird because the Red Bandit is in a good economical position right now compared to his opponent, but he has a much harder time trying to expand. Yeah, he tries to take that base, that just doesn't work. The siege tank is there, ready to kill anything. And, like, Kalevi, I feel, has more options open when it comes to expanding. I think he can take this same base a lot easier. While, and I don't know why he hasn't done it yet, to be honest, but the Red Bandit can't really take any more bases. Like, Kalevi's pretty much shut down any expansion the Red Bat could try to take. So that's
He's
like,
now threatening the 5th base.
he is, and oh, and Kalevi is bringing his whole army there as well. So this, I think, will be the new point of contention. That's how it is with mech on this map, is that the points of contention kind of move around.
But that's great Lord.
That is
There's
so
no way he can
many
anything
siege tanks.
that he's doing a counter to the 5th one, which is mined out. That's kind of pointless. He's gotten some reinforcement right there.
Well, actually, if he can get on top of the production of Kalevi, it could force his army back again. Because if he knocks down all the production, but I don't know, no, he can't break this. This is so many siege tanks in defense there. He can get a couple of storms. I mean, dark swarm stuff, but no, he can't break this. And I really feel Kalevi's in a dominating position right now.
Yep, he has taken down one of the bases. The red band is taking again that one. Yeah, really difficult to throw down base. And he's moving into the 3rd one.
There we go. Wow. Okay, that was kind of an anticlimactic ending as we didn't see all the siege tanks in action, but Kalevi playing a very patient and methodical game there.
Yeah, he just brought down every base that the red bandit was throwing down, and at the end he had no way to keep on with the pace of this game.
It was a very good game to study how mech should do when it comes to positioning. I think his positioning of his army was very nice. So that's it. That was an interesting game on Destination Kalevi versus the Red Bandit. Thank you for casting with me, Soah. That's how you pronounce it.
Oh, I have no idea how to pronounce it, but
You just type
okay.
it.
Yeah, that's right. It was a pleasure to cast with you, and I hope we can keep it on.
Likewise. Okay. Thank you for watching.